Welcome to the Man United show. We are live and we're joined by Nathan Ellington on the road right now. How you doing, Nathan?
I'm all good. Just going to keep muting myself so you can't hear the background noise. But apart from that, I'm all good.
It actually doesn't sound too bad. So you're doing well. And we're joined by Garth again. How you doing, Garth?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, mate. Yourself?
I'm good. And we will be joined by Natalie as well in 10 minutes. So I'll wait until Natalie comes on so I can hear her views on the Manchester City game. But first and foremost, Man United are in a little bit of a dire situation, as you can say, to say the least. Sorry. It feels like game by game they're throwing away their chances of top four. Nathan, are you worried about this top four hunt now, which wasn't even a question or even a hunt for you guys earlier on in the season, but now is the reality is hitting, surely?
100%. It's hit. It's not hitting, it's hit. We are struggling for that fourth position, and it looks like Arsenal are going to be the ones taking that spot because you guys, unexpectedly I must admit, I didn't think you guys would be ahead of us by the end of the season, but it's looking that way this time. And it's looking like Arteta's got his stuff together, and it looks like United haven't. Somehow we've unravelled everything that we did, all the good work from last year, and now look what's happened. It's too late. So, it's just madness, mate. And I don't see it improving either. I can't see it improving because we ain't got the options. We haven't got any options, and it seems like everybody's like turning against each other at the training ground from what we're hearing. But it's just like watching the game. You know we cannot do nothing. We play against City, and I'm there going, there's no chance we can do anything. You know, like they've given up. In my mind, I was like, it's over. It's done. And that shouldn't be the case in a game. Because I'm watching West Ham play against City. I'm watching, all at Brighton play. Everyone, they still play to their own way. And they still cause problems at times. United, laid down, man. We didn't even try and get the ball back. How can you not be able to work together as a team and shut people down? Like the most basic of things, shut everyone down as a team. But you can't. Obviously, we've got so many weak links. It's unbelievable. You start trying to press, we'll get 10-0'd. So, end of the day, I think players realize if we do try and go like that, we'll get whooped even more. So, let's just try and damage limitation.
Yeah. Garth, Man United have got, of the four teams in the hunt for that top four race, I'd probably say Man United are probably at middle ground. They've got Tottenham on Saturday. It's a tough game, yeah. However, it's a 6-pointer. You take points off of them, they don't gain points. These are the games. These are the games you actually want in this running. Then you've got Leicester. They've been up and down this season. Everton away from home. At home, their record seems to be getting a little bit better under Frank Lampard. However, there's not too much change at Everton. They're rough. Norwich are down. Then you've got Arsenal. That's a massive game. You've got Brentford, who are also in a hole at the moment, and that's at home. You've got Brighton. They've dipped in form since the start of the season. Then you've got Chelsea, like I said before, a team in that top four, and then you've got Crystal Palace. Now, of those games, you're just shaking your head. You're like,
yeah, mate. No, sorry, you were saying of those games.
Of those games, where do you see yourself picking up points? And surely these games are winnable.
Mate, the last time we spoke about this, there was 12 games left, and you asked me how many we needed to win to make Champions League. I said 9. Since then, we've played twice, and we've got 1 point. There is no guarantee. Well. Yeah, there's no guaranteed 3 points in any of those games, mate. You're talking about Premier League teams here. Brentford are a quality side. Norwich. You know what I mean? It's the only team out of all of them I can say guarantee we better win that. But mate, like Spurs, we beat Spurs at the weekend. They've still got 2 games in hand of us, and we're only 4 points above them. So, even if we do beat them, it's still in their own hands to make above us. Arsenal, they're a point above us with 3 games in hand. there's like if they win them 3 games, that's 10 points that we've got, 11 points that we've got to make up on them. With 10 games remaining. Chelsea, they're winning tonight 2-0 already. They're far and away gone from us. That'll be a 12-point deficit after tonight. Like I said to you a couple of months ago, mate, the only way we're making Champions League in my eyes is if we win the Champions League. Like, I don't see us picking up the points in our form at the moment. I just don't. We've got no fear factor. Teams come to Old Trafford expecting to get a result now. You know what I mean? So we're playing Man United anyway, expecting that, you know what, we can turn these over. So, yeah, none of them for me, mate. There's no guaranteed points there at all. And if you're talking about Champions League, I'll stick with it. Like, we've got 10 games left. We need 8 wins out in 10 games to guarantee Champions League football. And that still might not be enough with Arsenal. It really might not be enough. So.
Nathan, do you see Man United getting them 8 wins?
Nah, no chance. Can't see us doing much at all this year. I think our season's over, to be fair. I'm saying it early. It's over. We've just got to see what we can do for next season. Start preparing for next year now, because there's nothing there. There's nothing to even get excited about at the moment. Watching these games now, after last game, I felt really like, I don't even know the feeling. I was just like, the game's over. There's nothing exciting there's nothing to look forward to. That's how it feels at the minute. It's really, really bad. And I'm sorry to say it, because we were second last year. We looked it was going to push on, and so many things have just not worked out the right way from so many different things. It's just totally feels like we need a whole new squad, a whole new makeover. Everybody needs out, and like there might be 2 or 3 that you would say can stay in this squad, and everyone else would say goodbye and move them on. So that's how bad I feel about this team. We're definitely not getting all 8 wins, whatever that is.
But is it not more important, not necessarily bringing in a mass amount of players, more superstars? You've got a structure and a leader in a manager who knows himself and knows what he wants to and where he wants to take this team, surely.
Well, you'd expect him to be, putting his imprint into the side a bit more, I'd say. I like what he's done with what I think what he can do with the team, he's done. He can't do much more, but he has allowed people like Cristiano to kind of push his way into, like change what he really wants to do. If he sees Cristiano's tired, rest the guy. If he gets mad, he gets mad. Tell him, have a word with him, say, listen, this is my team. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this. Don't just play Cristiano because he said got mad, when he come off. He didn't come off for all that time, and we all know he's struggling. It's you just got to make decisions, and a lot of people are going to be upset, but get the job done. Get the job done and get Maguire out of the side. They're the kind of things you can't expect. Like, he's just not good enough. Get him out. Why not? It's too late now. It's just going to continue with doing that.
But Rangnick has dropped Ronaldo 3 times in the short space of time he's been here. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer dropped him once, and I think if he could take that back, he would have done because the backlash that he got.
Yeah. Well, look, I feel like once when he threw his toys out the pram, he ended up playing every game, 90 minutes of every game, just because of that. He didn't even come off. And then he came off with like 1 minute to go. He's like, that's fine. But apart from that, and the last game, he didn't get dropped. He's actually injured. So I think he really came off early in one game. And all the rest, I don't know. So that's just one side of it. Then there's the Maguire situation. And that's really the only 2 things I think that he's looking at it from off the pitch perspective. Like, oh, that's not going to go down well. So I don't want to do that. I'm not going to strip him of the captain. Strip him. If he needs stripping, strip him. Simple as that. Every other team, remember when Hudson-Odoi came on and came off, started the game, came off 20 minutes. Listen, he's not doing what I want him to do. He's going to sit down. He's going to play next game, but he's not doing what I want him to do. So he come out of the team after 10 minutes, 20 minutes. That's what you do when your team's not doing what you want. How mad does Guardiola get when you look at his players winning games, battering teams, and he's going, you better do this. Like, come on.
Yeah, but like I hear that. But Goff, Ragnick, do you think there's an element that he's trying to pick his battles? He's got one superstar ego in Cristiano Ronaldo, and then he's got Harry Maguire, who's the captain of Man United. Now, he's between a rock and a hard place now because he's got to get rid of a captain and upset the prima donna superstar. This guy is on a losing battle, hiding to nothing, surely.
Yes and no. I agree with what you're saying. Yes, he is in between a rock and a hard place. Unfortunately, that's a manager's job, mate. You know, I mean, in my opinion, like to make these tough calls, to make these hard decisions. I think it's more. I don't know how much rope he's being given by the Man United board to do what he wants, if that makes sense. You know, like I don't know how free he's being allowed to make the decisions he wants to make, and I think it's more that because I don't know much about Rangnick, but from what I've read and what I've heard about him, I don't think he wouldn't make these decisions if he could make. Like, I think he would strip Maguire if he could. With a new manager coming in, this is the other thing. His hands are tied as well by the fact that he's only there for another 10 games. That's the other thing. Is what I think the players are thinking. Like, we don't need to impress him. They're not thinking forward though, because obviously he's going to be in the consultancy role for 2 years afterwards. Like, but you look at the suggestions he's made, and we haven't done any of them. He said we should sign either Hadira or Camara. We haven't. He said that we should replace Maguire, Wan-Bissaka and Shaw. We've not even looked at it in January. You know what I mean? He said these things already. Like,
yeah. And
I wonder whether he's not being back, or he just hasn't. Yeah, or he is trying to pick his battles and he's picking it wrong. To be quite honest with you, you know what I mean? I'm hoping it's just what I'm saying, and not that he's trying to do a Solskjaer here and keep everyone happy all the time, because that was one of Solskjaer's biggest problems, I felt. But yeah, it's a troubling position for him. There's no two ways about that. Like, if you've got the captain of your club having a go with your superstar, yeah, I know what you're saying. It's definitely a rock and a hard place, but that's where he gets paid the money to do. Yeah, that's where he gets paid the money to do.
Very true. Let's go to a couple of comments now. Steven says, Man United have a squad full of players with the wrong attitudes, and it's going to be a long process. They have to let the next manager build the team, not sack him halfway through. They need to finish. Do you feel like that's what's happened with the likes of Louis van Gaal, Nathan? One you said was potentially sort of getting there, and even David Moyes to a certain extent.
Yeah, I don't think David Moyes. I think he was going about it probably with the mindset of an underdog team. So he implemented his football style straight away. Didn't have any players to do wanted, but you could see that the boys are able to have 78, 80% of the game, you know. But people called it boring, but they don't understand. That's the first year he's gone and won the FA Cup. He's brought through young players, brought in Martial out of nowhere, and absolutely killing it with Rashford coming in the squad. Yeah, Van Gaal brought in Rashford. We killed it. Rooney was on his, towards the end of his thing, but he was still playing deeper role. We brought in Memphis, and he wasn't really getting there. But I could see a lot of improvement, a lot of progress. And then knowing that the next stage is he's going to bring in some more better players. He brought in Daley Blind, good player as well. So he made all of the right decisions for me. It's just people were too impatient, wanting to see him do a whole load with, when you know that when Fergie left, he left with the team where there was nothing left of them. He knew that was the last year they were going to win the league, and there was nothing left of them. And we need to make that then changes again. He's doing a great job, and man, it's madness, isn't it? Now that they go and get Jose straight away, and with all them players that he brought in, he didn't want them players. So he's then building a new squad, and that's what's happening. Exactly what they're saying. He's building a new squad, and then so he gets sacked. Then he's got to build a new squad. Then now Solskjaer's got sacked, and now he's got to build a new squad. Everyone's got to build a new squad, and they're getting sacked very quickly. And you're thinking about Ole this year. He has been sacked. He has come to the end of what he can do, but that's now we have to really go right back to the beginning. If Ten Hag's going to come in, make sure he's the long-term candidate, because we know what he's been doing in the past. Now we know what he can do with young players, spotting talents. Let's get that going, and let's give him 5 years. Let's give him 5 years. Let's not even worry about let's get in the Champions League next year to get thrown out, smashed to pieces. Who cares? we've got to start. We've got to start right. Start again and not care about anything, and then try and build our way back into them levels. Otherwise, we're going to be in this kind of circle for so long. We need to get back in. It's not enough. It's not enough.
Yeah, true. Very true. Garth is another one. You defend from the front. It's not all on Maguire. Maybe Bruno, Ronnie, and Sancho did more. We would put lots less pressure on him. I'm not sure anyone mentioned Maguire tonight, but go for it. What's your thoughts on that?
Look, I've said for a while now, Maguire is a better player than what we're seeing, but he is not Man United's main centre-back quality. I'm sorry. And you can blame everyone else on the pitch for it all you want, but in my mind, it comes back to his defaults, his deficiencies in the game. Yes, I mean, Bruno does track around, to be fair. I mean, so Sancho's always running back. Yeah, we've got to defend
Sancho's
from the front,
been
100%.
playing in Germany, so I don't really buy into the fact that Sancho's not tracking back.
From what I've seen,
you won't get away with it at Dortmund. No way.
Yeah,
no way.
We have been pressing from the front. We're just not good at it. That's the problem. You know what I mean? And it just comes back to Maguire's deficiency. Look, he's not an awful player. I keep saying that he's not, but he is not a top 4 main centre back. Not from what we've seen over the last 2 years. He's not. You can say that it's like other people on the pitch, yeah, fair enough. But then surely he's got to have a few good games in a row just by accident, and he hasn't performed in a couple of years now. So, yes, look, it's not all his fault. It isn't. Man United as a team can't defend. As a whole team, we can't defend very well at the moment. But he doesn't make it any easier back there. And like I said on the last show, he is very prone to a mistake for a centre back of that level, of that calibre. He's very prone to an unforced error. So, and you can't have that as your main centre back, I think, anyway. Yeah.
Look, when you spend that money and you go all out, you can talk to me about how no one's paid. He didn't put his own price tag on.
No, of course.
No, but it doesn't matter. Like when Man United are paying for that level of player, then they should be making sure they're getting that level of player. Okay, you can blame it on the player. You can blame it on Man. It's down to Man United. Man United made the wrong choice in paying 80 million for Maguire. You can put it that way if you want. Like if you want to put it in a different way, which is a little less sort of invasive on Harry Maguire's character or the way he plays, then we'll put it on Man United. Man United should not have spent 80 million on Harry Maguire because he's not an 80 million pound defender. Because when you pay 80 million for any player, then you expect the best. If you're paying 80 million pound for a goal scorer, you better believe he scores 30 goals a season without doing anything else. That's bottom level. And the same goes for a defender. Yeah. If you're paying 80 million pounds for a defender, that defender has to make 1-2 mistakes a season. It paid 70 million for Van Dijk. He makes one mistake in 4 seasons, and we're like, whoa, mind blown. Exactly. So why is that same level not held with Maguire? Go on.
Here's the thing. Everyone's, totally right, but we're never just saying it's Maguire. Look, Cristiano, he can't lead from the front in terms of pressing because he's a bit too old, yeah? He's a bit on the older side now. So we're losing that intensity up there. Then you go to the midfield where Pogba ain't got the legs to rat around like we want to see him rat around. He's a different type of player. Then you've got Fred and McTominay who are not got the quality to actually play them balls through. Then you go back and you've got Maguire who obviously can't defend one-on-one and can get rid of anyone one-on-one, which we've seen all season. So all season, we're seeing every team able to rag our defence, rag our defenders. Whether that's Maguire or Lindelof, they're getting ragged. And it's Maguire much more because he's now having to push up a bit more and we're having to play a different way of football. So that's just the reality of it. It's problems everywhere. We haven't got fullbacks that cross enough balls with quality in. We haven't got so many things that is killing us in every department. And loads of them are knock-on effects from the other as well. You know what I mean? So it's a whole... We've got to get the whole picture right. We ain't got enough to do it at the moment.
Yeah, and I just want to get onto this one, yeah? We were asked the question, Paul. Like, the question was asked. Yeah? And another thing, yeah. I mentioned Aaron Wan-Bissaka and how he can't get forward, and people were moaning how I was moaning about how his deficiencies going forward and crossing. I mentioned that Shaw is inconsistent and you need to go and get a consistent left back, and people moan about how I'm moaning about Shaw. Yeah, these are players for Man United football team. If you can't expect people to uphold the standards of that team, then you don't listen. Like, come on. Seriously. What are you talking about? Moan about Ronaldo. It feels like you only want us to moan about Ronaldo. Like, wow. Next one. What we got? Steve says it's got to get worse before it gets better, and the fans have to be patient and not overreact. It's going to take 2 or 3 years of selling players and bringing in players, and it can't be rushed. Natalie, how do you think Man United need to make sure they go about this next process of bringing in players, and not just any players, not just the big names that they were trying to go for before, but the right players?
That's what you just said it to me. The right players. I think we have been for a long time too focused on these big names about commercially what they can bring. Even I think Maguire was sort of at that point, commercially, England, he did well, look at like Falcao, Di Maria, they were good players, but they didn't fit into what we needed at the time. I feel like, look at someone like Mane, that was someone that we needed, and look how great that he's turned out for Liverpool. We need to get in players that we need, that we know that can fill, and it's a name that I've talked about in here. I think, John McGinn is a name that I'm seeing people, he's not this, he's not that, but he's got the heart, he's got the determination, he can move the ball about, We need players that will fit into a manager's philosophy, and, we need a manager for the long term as well to fulfill that philosophy.
Yes, that's a great point you make there. I want to hear from the people watching now. Would you take John McGinn? A simple yes or no. You spoke about the other day, Garth. I'll ask you, Nathan. John McGinn, he's a player that maybe he's gone a bit quiet in terms of the sort of the hype around him. But 2 or 3 seasons ago, there was clubs clambering for this guy's signature. Would you take John McGinn at Man United?
Yeah. Of course. He's a specialised player in that position. And Alex Ferguson's also mentioned a lot of good words about him as well. So that on its own, and then watching him and seeing how technically he's very good. And again, when you're able to master that position, that's all we need. We really just need someone who's going to be a workhorse with good technical ability to be able to do that job. Just that job. You don't need anything else. Don't need to go and do any other jobs. Do that specialized job in that position and get players for each position that can do those things. So yeah, John McGinn, definitely someone who I like. And I don't care if he's not a big name in terms of, world-class names at big clubs. That's the players we don't want no more. We need to have engines. We need to have engines getting about the pitch everywhere. So that once we can do that, I think we're going to see a much better team. Because every team has it. Look at Liverpool. Look at their midfield. Most of them are just engines. Like, you've got Milner still playing. He's an engine. He's just running around everywhere. You've got Henderson running everywhere. Like, that's what they do. They just chase. Their fullbacks are ridiculous. Robertson's up and down like a madman. Because that's high energy. We ain't got that. You can see Shaw plays within himself. If he gets a little bit tired, you can see he doesn't want to make them runs anymore. Robertson, up, down, up, down. He's ridiculous. So that's what we need. We need that. And we need, more players like that, like McGinn.
All right, Garth, John McGinn, and we'll get on to Bobby MUFC. We'll get on to your point in a second.
You know I love John McGinn, but I'd like to answer that one because that's what I'm saying about Man United at the moment is we can't afford to go and get a Rice or Bellingham when we need 6 or 7 players.
We'll go to that one now. But Bobby MUFC, two quality players over Garth. You got other thoughts on this one?
Well, I mean, I'd love Rice and Bellingham. I'd love both of them. But you're talking 240 mil for the pair, and we need 6 or 7 players. That's what we've all just been saying. So I think you've got to look away from these massive names for the next couple of years. Personally, like it does depend. Like I said to you privately, it depends if we can sell a few players off. get some capital together, then yeah. But if past seasons, Man United usually got about 120 to 150 in the market, ain't they? That's usually what we've got. And you're talking about, say we get the 150, Rice is 120 mil in either. They're asking for Bellingham 115. You're talking about 4/5 of our transfer budget on one player, when in my mind, we need a left back, a centre back, a defensive midfielder, an attacking midfielder, because we're losing Lingard and Mata in the summer, possibly another winger and another striker all day. That's 6 players we need. No, and McGinn for me is a much more suitable option for the next couple of years. Look, listen, of course, I want Rice. I want Rice badly. I think Declan Rice fits into Man United perfectly for what we need. But at 120 mil, I think that's a little bit rich for our blood at the moment, to be quite honest with you. So,
yeah. So, no, Bobby, it's a fair point, because there's a lot of people that would turn around and say that that Man United need to go and get Rice, and as Garth's saying there, that he's a very tidy player. And I think a lot of Man United fans would think, no, go and get Declan Rice. But where do you go after that? Do Man United need a Declan Rice and then the job's done? Or do Man United need to go and get 3 or 4 players? Natalie, where else do you think Man United need to strengthen?
Yeah, well, like we're saying, centre-back, full-backs, midfield, number 6, defensive midfield, maybe another winger on the other side. Forwards, definitely forwards, So, yeah, you're looking at a whole team, really, But then we are looking at a lot of players leaving. You look at Cavani leaving. I'm not sure about Ronaldo. Well, he signed a 2-year deal, Ronaldo, but he's older player. You're looking at Pogba leaving, some of the centre-backs leaving, maybe Bright, I don't know, I can't see all 4 of the full-backs staying. See, Delot's now unhappy or whatever. I don't, but we need an upgrade on those kind of areas. So yeah, we need just people who are going to be willing. I mean, I've seen Anthony saying the Man United midfield jogs, and yeah, it's unacceptable. I mean, something that Nathan said before about, we just need someone to come in and do the job at that point, and not, flashy. I mean, I don't know if a lot of people, and I love this guy, Scott McTominay, I love him. Yes, he is sort of that limited player, but I think he just does come in and just does that job, and will fight for the shirt. I mean, I loved his performance against Leeds. Obviously, City, no one really matched up to it, but he says we were trying all these balls in and around the box when you just need a 5-yard pass, and I don't disagree with him. You just keep it simple, and the rest works out for you. Look at Man City, the way they just pass the ball, pass it. It's in your back of your net. But it's just passing it simple. It's not flicks. It's not tricks. It's just direct passing.
Take too many touches.
Yeah, it's a one touch, pass the ball. Not even one touch. Move the ball quickly, and you score goals. It's not hard. It's something that we've watched for a long time.
I feel like you'll be a good coach, Natalie.
Yeah.
You sound like my old coaches.
Yeah.
The ball moves faster than the players. Faster than the players.
But that's exactly it. It's what I noticed against Man City, as I was saying, is we were so much worse than them in exactly them moments. I was saying about getting the ball out from tight spaces with quick one-touch passes. We're awful. Yeah. We're so bad.
That's it, though, isn't it, Garth? When you do think about it, the minute we get pressed, we give the ball away. Man United. How can we give the ball away that easily? And you look at the stats and you're like, oh my goodness me, this is Man United. And we got that kind of stats. Couldn't believe I saw 92% in the last 15 minutes.
No, don't yet. Last 15 minutes.
Unreal. But
they're giving up. They're giving up.
Yeah.
How come the other teams don't get that kind of stuff?
It's not something you expect in a derby. Giving up.
But not even like championship teams playing them are going to get them kind of possession ratings. I don't get it, man. I just don't get what's going on at United. Nobody popping the ball one touch, like playing the way you're facing so you can pop it quick. I just don't understand. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, even if you haven't got a coach saying anything, the players are at such a high level, like naturally, that they should be naturally doing these things. You play 5-a-side, you naturally do that stuff. How can you not? That's just not football. That's what you get when you go to the non-league. You see players holding on to it going, mate, you're a good player, but like, listen, move the ball quick. Like, move the ball quick and you open them up quick, easy. Stop messing about doing, step overs and skills. We don't even do step overs and skills that much. You know what we do? We get it, control it, touch it, take another touch, then pass. And I'm like, why? Why are we taking that many and why do people kill their space, then pass the ball? Like, run right to your man, then pass the ball. I'm like, are you for real? Are you for real, Man United players? So I'm just hoping to see a hell of a lot of changes, because it is really killing me. It's killing me watching this team now. I'm really upset.
One change that's definitely coming at the end of the season is a new manager. We spoke about Ten Hag last week because it sounded like he was going to be the main man, or that someone that is definitely at the front runner for the job now. We saw PSG capitulate after a 2-0 aggregate lead against Real Madrid last night. Mauricio Pochettino is a lot of fans of his. Is that the end of Mauricio Pochettino as chances for Man United in your mind, Nathan? Or do you think that he's just not got the right team?
You know what? I don't think that the result has meant any difference to what would happen or what might happen. I just feel like maybe, I was thinking like people saying that he's no longer in the running, and then like I'm starting to think about Ten Hag more. I'm thinking, you know what? He might be the type of manager that we need, because he's going to be more long-term thinking. He's going to come here. He's going to settle down. He's going to be looking to change all the structure of everything into something that he's already been doing, reproducing that. And so I think maybe he's a longer-term prospect in my mind. Mm-hmm. But as for Pochettino, obviously, if he comes in, I won't be disappointed, because I know he's going to get the team playing good football. But it's just, to be fair, I don't mind which one comes in of those two. Now I'm edging towards Ten Hag for some reason, just because my mind was thinking he's not going to be available now anyway. And now it's like, right, thinking about all of the possibilities with Ten Hag and bringing in his, that Brazilian player that we were talking about the other day. Oh my gosh, what a player he is. Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably a reason why you're like, I don't know why, but for some reason, I'm edging towards Ten Hag now. It's like, you're looking at Ryan Gravenberch, you're looking at Anthony, you're looking at all the youngsters they've got, the quality youth team.
Mate, if I was an Ajax player, I wouldn't come anywhere near us. I thought we did to Van der Beek, mate. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't come anywhere near us right now.
Natalie, with what's going on at Chelsea, do you think Man United should be contemplating grabbing Thomas Tuchel? You're muted.
Why not? If he's on your list, if that's a manager you're looking at, why not? I think as well, look at obviously what's going on is bad, but I'm not trying to say anything, but why not look at grabbing a few players off them and all that kind of stuff? I think we just need to be a bit more ruthless in that kind of way. Like, just go out there as top players, grab them up. If you want someone like Thomas Tuchel, look what he did when he came into Chelsea, won the Champions League straight away. That's kind of CV that you want. Done good at PSG, done good at Dortmund. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If we want to build it around him and we like what he's doing, go get him. Yeah, he wasn't available before, but put the feelers out. If he wants it, get him.
Yeah, true, very true. Garth, what traits do you think Thomas Tuchel would be good for Man United if he was to be one of the choices manager?
Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Tuchel, and I don't think we can. Yeah, I don't think we can get him because of the sanctions. Like, Chelsea can't sell players or managers because obviously a fee would be involved, which would then be money towards Chelsea. So,
but surely there'd be a breaching contract from their side, wouldn't there?
If he wants to leave his contract and become a free agent, that's a different matter entirely, obviously. But to go directly to Chelsea and try and take any of their players or manager, it's just not going to happen. I don't like Tuchel. I don't mind Tuchel. Any Chelsea manager for me, you've got that squad. You know what I mean? Like, you've got that money, you've got that squad. Like, if you're decent. He's decent. And yeah, I'd take anyone at the moment, to be quite honest with you. You know, I'll take any manager who's going to come in, like Nathan saying, and stay for a few years and build a team. So yeah, I'll take Tuchel, Pochettino, I'll take Allardyce, mate. I'll take anyone right now, you know what I mean? So, but my personal favourite's Poch, to be fair. No, Allardyce.
Not Allardyce. It's like, not Allardyce.
Yeah, but no, my favourite's still Poch at the moment. Out of them, I don't know enough about Ten Hag. As much as I know about Pochettino. Pochettino's Premier League record is immense. In 293 games with Spurs, he's got a 55% win ratio. He brought Southampton up to the highest position they've ever made in the Premiership, and they've never come close to it. And look at that Southampton team as well. He made Ricky Lambert a £35 million player. You know, he promoted Harry Kane. He's the third fastest manager.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, he's the third fastest manager to reach 100 wins with one club in the Premier League with Spurs. I think his Premier League acumen. Yeah, he didn't win anything. I know that, but he took Spurs to the Champions League final. Like Tottenham, they've never had success ever. I know they didn't get success, but to the Champions League final. In my mind, he is a great option for us, Pochettino, because of the Premier League experience. Is why I'll come back to. Look, Ten Hag could be awesome.
Okay, but
yeah, I just don't know enough about him. Pochettino for me, first choice still. Yeah,
fair play. So this is all paper talk, but I've got to ask this question. Yeah, Man United have been linked with Robert Lewandowski. For me, it seems like a crazy move, considering you've got two of the oldest strikers in the league currently up front. Is this a direction Man United need to be going down with Robert Lewandowski, Nathan?
It's a direction they'll never get done, ever, even if they wanted to. This guy he's just too good for us. He's never coming to us. At the end of the day, it'd be the most stupidest move ever. It'd be the most stupidest move as well, wouldn't it? To go and get another 30-something-year-old player. Like we haven't learned twice. Once, twice, 3 times. Come on. 4. Oh, okay. 4. Even 4. So
no, he's 34. He's 34, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. We can't be dealing with any more OAP strikers. We need to really go back to the youth now. With all the teams, players that are gonna be here for the next 10 years, that are gonna be good enough that you're like, like Sancho is coming, and we're like, you know what? That spot, he's even taken that from Rashford. Rashford can't get that spot off him from on the left side, even though we thought Sancho was supposed to be on the right side. Right now, he's untouchable on the left. So he's probably going to be around for 10 years. We need more players like this, obviously not at that price. We need to get them before they get to that price. Like this Arthur guy. Is it Arthur? Anthony, sorry. If that Anthony's on the right and Sancho's on the left, that's dangerous. And that's years to come. That's the kind of stuff that we want to be seeing, So if we can get in them kind of boys and look for all them other younger type of players, that's what you need. So, yeah.
Natalie, 35 games, 42 goals in all competitions for Robert Lewandowski, but not at the right end of age-wise for Man United.
Yeah, we talked about it when I first came on, and we talk about players that we need. And we do need, a striker, but he is not the right striker. We're talking about Cavani going, Ronaldo, that older age. It's I've even read, I know it's paper talk and they're always going to put us with these kind of players, but I've even read there is talk now that Man United are looking at a younger striker. Like what Nathan's saying, we do need sort of that young blood, players that are going to be here for 10 years' time. I want to see as well maybe some of our younger ones, Ahmad coming through. I think he's doing really well up in Rangers, and, I want to see him giving more chances. Obviously we've seen with Elanga, what's he doing, and I think Rashford can get back to his best, and seeing comments saying he's destroyed him, but no, I think Rashford can potentially come back. Whether he will or not, I don't know, but he needs to get his head in the game a bit more. and stop blaming other people and you know, get back to his best, because he's not been at his best for a while. But you know, I do want to see Sancho, Rashford, and you know, if you get Ahmad or someone else, you know, that'll be good. But you know, Lewandowski, all that kind of thing, we haven't learned if we've got someone like him. And you know, it'll just show what we're about. We're just about, you know, yeah, you'll sell all the shirts and all this, but he won't, you know, get us to where we want to be. And it's going to be a long time. I heard when I came in, Garth was talking about, you know, people need to be ready, prepared, patient. You know, we're building it around young players. You know, we're not going to be in Champions League. It's about taking time, getting up to where we want to be, and then having it. But if it gets harder before it gets better, then we need to be ready for it.
It's like a spring clean. It gets messier before it gets cleaner. 100%. Paul's saying that he feels that Rangnick has destroyed Rashford. Garth, do you think that's the case, or do you think it's just a dip in form?
Yeah, I've got pure faith Rashford will come back. He's only 24. I don't think Rangnick's destroyed him. He was on his way down. Like, his form's been dipping long before Rangnick turned up. It's been far more apparent now because obviously he's not settling into the system. But since his injury, obviously come back in October, didn't like so mate. No, in my mind. Oh, Rashford's just in poor form at the moment. Like real poor form, real poor form. Well, I don't really understand what Rangnick would have done that's caused him to drop this far. You know, I mean, apart from a different play style. But even then, Rashford's a baller. I think he's got the weight of the world on his shoulder. I said this 4 months ago. I think after the Euros, we lost the Europa League Cup final on the penalties. Lost the Euros on penalties, which he missed. You know, he's been carrying Man United for a couple of years as our main striker at 22. Like, I know we've had, but I don't know. I won't go that far. I think he's having trouble to adapt to his system. But no, I never really think any manager ruins a player, do they? Unless it's Mourinho, actually. That's a lie. Mourinho loves to do it. So, but no, I don't think so, no.
Nathan, can a manager ruin a player?
Yeah, he can. Obviously, if he's playing him out of position, that's more going to ruin a player. Or not playing him, that's ruining a player. But when you're on the pitch, that's down to you to go and do stuff. And I think he'd be best hanging off the last man, just getting behind all day. Forget about getting on the wing and taking players on. I don't think he's particularly good at that anyway. I've never seen him consistently rag players with the ball like Mane and Salah does. He really is off the last man and get his goals. Get through one-on-one and quickly just get a shot off. That's his game. And I think it'll be best up front. And what's happened here? Yeah, so he'll be best up front. Help! One sec, guys. Go on, carry on.
Go on, Garth.
Yeah, no, I see Paul saying it's destroyed his confidence. I could go that far. I can agree with that much. He's destroyed his confidence, maybe playing him out of position. But I don't think he's ruined a player. I don't think he's ruined Rashford, personally. Sorry, Nate's back now, isn't he?
What?
No, yeah, I don't think he's ruined. Yeah, I don't think he's ruined him. Yeah, he plays. At his age and his ability, he should be able to learn a new system. You know what I mean? You would have thought. But, yeah.
All right. So you've got a big game coming up on Saturday against Tottenham. Conte. Some people in the comment section saying Man United should have got Conte. This is really a chance to see what he's worth come Saturday. Natalie, is this a game you're worried about? Is this a game you feel like, come on, Man United, pull it together? We have to win this one, because if we lose this one, top four ain't happening.
Well, yeah, pull it together, get your act together, lads. Do you want to play for this club? Do you want to, even if you know that you're going, still put in, you're playing for a big club, play for the badge, do what you need to do, pull it together. And in terms of us getting Conte, never saw it, mate. You heard the way he's been speaking about maybe I should retire. There's no way. I'd love him. I'd love that kind of honesty. This club isn't going away, but we're never going to see it. We had a glimpse of that sort of. I know people say this and that about him being toxic. We had a glimpse of it under Jose, sort of saying, my ambitions don't match the club, and when I come to Man United, I expected certain things, but they're never going to go down that path again. They tried it, and it's not going to happen. So people can sit here saying, "Oh, Conte," but you won't be getting someone like that at Man United, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It doesn't seem like it was ever a fault in the United board's head. And it seems like it's only really the fans that were wanting to go that way. Nathan, big game against Tottenham come Saturday. What's your thoughts on the game?
I think we can get back into, you know what's weird? That they're now in a bit of form. They've gone and won a couple of games, looking good. You know, recently beaten City as well. And then you're sitting there thinking United are just on their backs at the minute. And it does look like we need something to happen to change this team. Like, but I'm thinking, like, are we going to be one of that get a result where we think we won't, because that's what happens at this time? Oh my gosh, we're so down, but they're on it, and they're going to probably beat us, and then we go and win. So I'm thinking like that, but then I'm thinking, really, are we actually going to win? If we put the effort in, we stand a chance of beating them. Because if I think we go toe-to-toe with them, we're better than them still. But here's the thing. We need to put the effort in. Like, the effort is missing. I can't believe players like Rashford and Lingard, come on. They didn't even run around. Like, they actually didn't even shut down at any intensity whatsoever. They just jogged everywhere. And that's like, and you're thinking, what's going on here? You know, you're when you come on off the bench and you haven't been playing well, and you're not in the squad because you've gone on loan to West Ham and come back and you want to impress, the one thing you do is press like mad. You're only on for 20 minutes. Go and press like mad. Go and win the ball. Go get a challenge. Win the ball. Kick it out. And get the fans back on your side. And you know you get confidence from that. You get confidence from shutting someone down and blocking them, kicking the ball up the line. Something stupid and small as that can change and catapult you into playing a nice one-touch ball off to someone. And then the next minute, you're like, I've just knocked the ball out. I've just played a one-touch ball there. That's now a bit more confidence. And then you get back into the swing of things. We need to be doing that on Saturday. To win this game, everybody needs to say, you know what? Whatever happens, everyone's going 100%. And if you're not, everyone's going to shout at you. Everyone's going to get on your back. And Rangnick will take you off if you, at halftime, even 30 minutes in, if he sees you're not working out, get off. Go get another youth player. Might as well get a youth player. Get Dylan Levitt in or get anybody in if you're not going to be putting in the hard work. Forget bad performance. You can get forgiven for performance levels, but work rate levels you can't get forgiven. Simple as there's no excuse. So
very,
yeah,
very true.
I'm kind of looking. I'm kind of mixed in what's going to happen this Saturday. I have no idea in my mind. I've got no kind of swaying. I just feel like we're on our backs. We could get battered, but then we could surprise everyone and just be back on it. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm thinking more towards Tottenham going to be beating us, to be fair. But I hope not.
I was trying to cut it off there, just at the point where you said you feel like you're going to win, and he's like, "No, I feel like Tottenham will beat us." Garth, what's your thoughts on the game against a team who are very up and down?
Yeah,
they've got one of the best managers in the game at the moment, but it's just not quite clicking. Do you think you can get the points against them?
I mean, obviously, like I said earlier, I don't think we get points against anyone at the moment. But yeah, Spurs are very similar to us at the moment, ain't they? They can win one game here and then they go and get beat by someone else. So it's an any given Sunday moment for me, for Man United. Any given Sunday we can beat them. Any given Sunday we can get beat by them. I think exactly what Nathan's saying. Like the state of Man United at the moment, you just don't know. Because on any given Sunday, Rashford, Sancho, Ronaldo all turn up. Fernandez, like the whole team turns up, then you steamroll them, obviously, you know. But if we've got what I saw against Man City, where players are walking and not tracking back and not following their man, and 8% possession in the last 15 minutes, then yeah, we're going to get absolutely tonked, ain't we? Because Harry Kane's seems to have just suddenly found a peak of form out of nowhere, considering he ain't been doing too well for half the season. He's looking phenomenal at the moment. So,
but it's like where you sulk, you're sulking, and you sulk for so long that you forget why you're sulking, and you think, do you know what? I might as well just crack on. I might as well just get on with it. And that's where he's at now. But it's at the business end of the season where it actually matters now, and. Yeah, he could be the man that takes him into that top four. Who do you think, if to get these 3 points against Tottenham on Sunday, Natalie, or Saturday? Who do you think is the key player?
Sancho. I think it's all sort of going down. I think they know that. I think everyone sort of knows that. But I'm sure City knew that. But he still managed to score. Still a lot of chances. But yeah. It's if we turn up, I think if we turn up wanting to do it, if the fans are up for it, drive them on. But then, Derby should be up for it. So that's what making me think a bit, I don't know, but I agree. The sulking should be over, get on with it. And I think, if Sancho turns up, plays on form. I mean, I don't even know what's going on with the whole forward situation. I don't know if it's Cavani, Ronaldo, if it's either of them, I don't know, but I do think if Sancho turns up, Fernandes turns up, Pogba, then we could be into something special. And I'm with everyone. I love Rashford. He is, I'm seeing Bobby saying there his favourite player, and I want him to do well. And I just think he needs to come back into it and run around a bit. I think if he runs around a bit, like what Nathan says, at home. They'll be back, cheering him, chanting his name, and that'll be that boost, that confidence for him. But for me, I think if Sancho's on form and doing what he's doing recently, I think with Bruno we could be into something special. But if they do what they did versus City, then it's going to be a long, hard game for us again.
So this talk of Rashford potentially leaving Man United, you don't want to even have any of it.
No, because I don't know. I think if you look at a player, and really what's happened with Rashford, I look at him. He had a poor, he had a back injury, didn't he? And he carried on playing through that. He had a poor end of the season. Euros didn't go the best for him. He had his recovery. He's come back and he's been in and out. It's one of them seasons, and to just sort of give up just because you've had a bad season. For me, I don't understand why you do that. But it's not as if this has been going on for a long, long time. It's just sort of now that it's happened, and I don't know what's going on. I mean, I've heard things are going on in his personal life. If they are, if they're not, I don't know. But for me, it's about building it around him. Like what Nathan says, we thought it was going to be Sancho and Rashford, but it still can be if he wants it to be. And I do think it's probably true what was brief, because I think if it wasn't, I think we've seen with the players, they come out and say, "Oh, this ain't true," but the fact that he's not said nothing is a bit disheartening. And I don't know. And I know there was talk like he might get dropped from England, but it's not like he can't get back into it. I just think. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know this mentality anymore. I mean, when I was young, I remember Nathan and all this didn't have this mentality of just give up after, a couple of bad months. I don't understand what it's about nowadays, but if he wants to leave, he wants to leave, let him leave. But I think it'll be a mistake for him.
Yeah, you're one of the biggest clubs in the world. Where do you go from there? I think it'll be crazy for Rashford to leave. I mean, if we're talking about potentially clubs like Barcelona, Real Madrid, PSG, any of them coming in for him, then maybe it's something to think about. But yeah, where do you go? Where do you go? I think it'd be a bad decision. Nathan, who do you think will be a key player if Man United to get 3 points come Saturday?
You know what? If Cristiano's out and Cavani's out, I think Rashford would have to be a player who's going to be key to us doing something. He's got to be the key. He's got to be back on his best for us to do much, because the Sancho can do well, and obviously he's going to be another key. Elanga hopefully will play because he's still on it, but Rashford really, the spearhead of the team, needs to be killing it. And if he's on his game, just working hard, just running, just shutting people down, just running in behind, hoping for balls through from Bruno and Pogba, he's going to get a goal. He scores against Tottenham. He scores against everyone when he's on it. At the end of the day, all you need to do is just be the last man. Forget about hold-up play. We're not looking at you to be a number 10. We're saying, listen, just be a Vardy. Just keep running in behind. Keep running behind. You'll get put in and you score. You will score. Even if you just blast the ball at the target, you'll get a goal. And then all of a sudden, you'll get 2 and 3 because you're so quick. You've got to make that quickness count in the last bit after last man where there's no comebacks. Once you've beaten him and you've beaten that offside trap, which you've got to look at as well, because that's something he does get done on a lot, is that he keeps running offside. Like, he needs to learn that run, the curving of the run. But seriously, I think he can be a very deadly player up front, and he can do it for us. And he's definitely got the ability. It's not like it's gone. He's just really, really low on confidence. And I'd like him to be, like Maguire is playing really bad, but then he's still playing. Well, why not Rashford? Put him up front now and play him while he's playing really bad. He'll come back. Play him. He's someone who definitely got enough more and who can do the job. Let's get him in that side. Let's get him minutes. Because I can't see anyone else. There's no one else going to be more potential than him on the pitch. Potential. So now make it a reality, Rashford. Get it back. He deserves it. Has been doing it for many years for us. He's going through a really bad patch. If anyone deserves a longer time to get back in it, it's him for me.
Very, very true. Very true. Garth, who's your key player to get the 3 points against Tottenham come Saturday at 5:30?
I was going to say Ronaldo because we need that strike, or Rashford, we need that goals. But I swear to God, if we see that false 9, then that's going on silence, and I'm watching the cricket in the background. But you know, I mean, because I ain't going through that again. I ain't having Pogba play as a forward.
Oh, that was poor.
Yeah, to be fair,
Poor.
yeah. To be fair, both of Natalie and Nathan said what I would agree. One of our strikers, basically, Elanga, Sancho, Rashford, Ronaldo. Someone has got to take this game by the scruff of the neck up top and put the ball in the onion bag, basically. So, excuse me. I will, if Ronaldo ain't playing, yeah, Rashford or Sancho. It really is. It has to be one of them up there. You know, I mean, if Ronaldo and Cavani ain't playing, then yeah.
Is there any room for Mata play him? He can protect the defence and score goals and create. He's a player that seems to have just been completely dismissed, and even under the new manager.
I presume there's a bit of a troll with the defence because he never defended. Did he? That's always his biggest problem. So yeah, I love Mata, mate. I've always loved Mata, and him not playing is weird. The way we've just let him rot on the bench for 2 years.
Yeah, for 2 years straight as well. Not played.
Yeah, 30 to 33, ain't played. And I'm a bit like, why?
Not fair.
Again, because he's a great player. He's a great player, mate. And that's another one we're losing in the summer. Another one we'll miss as well. That's what, like, these players, you don't realise you miss them until they're gone. Like on the training ground, improving other players. His experience. He's a World Cup winner. You know, like he's won it all, literally, ain't he? Did he win? No, apart from the Champions League, maybe. He's won everything available to him. So. Yeah, I'd like Matt, but yeah, he ain't defending, obviously.
He won the Champions League? I want to say he won the Champions League. Did he win the Champions League with Chelsea?
No, when did Chelsea win? 2012. He might won it. Yeah, 2012 he did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. He's won everything.
He's won everything. Literally everything he could possibly win in the game, I think. Yeah.
Nathan, do you hope that Mata could have a say in Man United's rise to the top 4 this season with the remaining games left?
I think so. I think so. He's got ability to score goals, ability to set up goals, ability to keep the ball under pressure. That's one thing Bruno doesn't do, keep the ball under pressure. Like his touch is immaculate all the time. He's too good. Forget about the pace, but when you've got pace around you, you don't need the pace. That's what people don't understand. If Mata was at City now, everyone would be loving him, saying he can play for another 5 years. But because he was in our team and we were all lopsided and we didn't really have that balance, his pace obviously came into play because we're like, oh, we need pace, but we had pace. And them pacey players, You know, it wasn't enough to make us a great team, but every time Mata comes into it, he just really does give that extra bit of quality. But you do have to have the right players around him to make that quality count. So it's up to Rangnick to look at it and go, right, how can I make that quality count? I would like to see him come on for Bruno at times. You know, when Bruno's not having a good game, get Mata in. He'll shore up the game. He'll give us more possession of the ball, you know. But other players have to have possession as well. So if you no point Mata giving it to Fred and Fred giving it away, you know what I mean? Mata keeps it under pressure. You need someone else who can keep it under pressure. So that's one of the things that the problems are, where you've got you've got, you know, these creative players who they need someone to run in order for them to put the ball through. If there's someone not making the right runs, you can't put the ball through. And then, you know, but then you can say that player's not put anyone in. It's like, no, but the runs have to be there. So Mata's definitely got some more in him. And I'd like to see where he goes next. I hope he goes to Barcelona and absolutely destroys it and shows United what they've been missing for like 2-3 years, messing around with a player like that, sitting there on the bench, not playing, and not in squads. Madness.
It is absolutely criminal. I think, like Garth said, he's 33 and he's not really been playing for the past two and a half seasons, which at the age of 30, for the type of player that he is, to not be playing is crazy, because he's not that player who's going to be running around for 90 minutes. He doesn't need to, because he gets the ball, his vision, goals that he brings as well. Absolutely criminal. All right. That is all we have time for. Before we go, give us your score prediction of the Tottenham game, Nathan.
I'll wait. Go on, you lot.
Natalie, give us your prediction of the score.
Coming to me first. Not good.
I got it to Nathan first, but he bottled it.
I know. I come on these shows, not just this channel, but other channels have been doing it for quite a while. I always say United win. I never, or a draw. You know what I mean? I've never said it.
I never say a loss.
Never say a loss. Yeah. But 2-2. I can never say a loss. I'd never even say a draw. So this is probably like one of the first times I'm actually saying a draw, you know.
Look how nervous you look.
It's not good.
Go. Give us your score prediction.
Well, I'm quite similar, ain't I? Whenever you ask me a score, I'm always like 6-0 Man United. No two ways about it. Man City away 5-1. We're going to win. No two worries. Listen, if we turn up with a false 9, we're getting beat 3-1. There's no two ways about it. If we turn up with that false 9 at Old Trafford, we're getting beat. But I'm going to go scrappy 2-1 win Man United. Sancho with a brace.
All right. Giving us extras. Sancho brace. Here we go. It's time for Jerry Brockheimer. What we got?
If Maguire and Lindelof play at the back as two defensive players, we're going to have a problem defensively. If Rashford also doesn't play and Cristiano's still injured, we're going to have major problems getting goals as well. So if that happens, we're losing the game 2-0. If I see Rashford up front and I see, Varane back, I think we'll win the game 1-0. So you've just heard exactly how it's going to be. We're going to lose the game 2-0. We'll win the game 1-0.
There you go.
Say that to the bank. Say that to the bank.
Cash that one in.
Depending on who's playing, we will win this game or lose the game. Now, you know when you looked at that team on Sunday, Man United team, you're looking at, huh? We're definitely not keeping a clean sheet. No. And then you look up front and you go, huh? You're never gonna stretch them. We're not gonna stretch them with them up front. Bruno up there, Pogba. What's going on? Who's playing where? What's going on? We ain't got enough players to stretch them. It's not gonna happen. We're not gonna get many goals. And what happens? It's tanked. Absolutely tanked. So yeah, that's gonna happen again if we don't have the right people on the pitch and the right connections, So we'll see. That'll be it. That'll be me.
All right, so Nathan's gone for a 1-0 victory. If Rashford's up front, Varane's at the back, and he's had a nice hot dinner, and he's eaten 2 eggs for breakfast. But if not,
if see those two playing, you're winning.
If Harry Maguire and Lindelof are playing, and they're wearing red socks, and it's a bright blue sky, it's going to be a 2-0 loss to Man United. Garth's gone for a scrappy 2-1 victory, while Natalie has gone for a 2-2 draw, caveated with, I hope they don't lose. All right. Thank you very much for everyone who's joined us in the comment section tonight. Paul, Bobby, Dick, Anthony, Connor, and the other Connor. You know who you are.
Is he? I didn't see him. Yeah,
he's in there.
He was. Yeah, of course he was. Man United doing rubbish at the moment.
Hey, it's too easy. It's too easy for him. It's too easy for him. All right, it's good to see you, Connor. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Nathan.
It's been good. It's been good.
All right. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Natalie.
Thank you for having me on.
And thank you very much for joining us tonight, Garth.
Yeah, thank you very much. Been a pleasure.
All right. As I always say, please hit that like and subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure you change your settings to come over and join us in the chat next time. If you are watching on Twitter, make sure you smash that button, press the like, press retweet, and come over and join us on YouTube next time. Go and check out our show coming out tomorrow. I mean, it's a Liverpool special, yeah, but it's a great show. It's a great show.
I've had a sneak peek. I've had a sneak peek, and it's honestly, a great show.
I could hardly sleep last night. It was a great show. So give it a watch, yeah. And if you didn't watch the last one, go and watch the last Caught Offside TV, production by a Transfer Exchange show. That was a great show, featuring our very own Nathan Ellington and former Man United player Daniel Nardiello. All right. Thank you for everyone who joined us tonight. Peace out. Stay safe. And wash your hands.